Hello everyone, welcome to this week's watch list preview, or actually watch list review. If you didn't remember, this is last week's watch list. I posted it on my Twitter and I showed it on my video I did, I believe it was Monday. But anyway, this is my weekly watch list. Inside week on Amazon, Lulu, Fedex, Caterpillar, PayPal, and Lily, and RevStrat week on Coca-Cola. So let's take a look at what we had here. I did post on Twitter earlier in the week that a couple of them had already triggered and hit their targets. But I haven't looked at them since then. I know a few of them did pretty well, like this one. Amazon, you can see here. Amazon, I had, 1 second here. All right. My guy's cutting my grass and my security cameras are going crazy alerting, so I shut them off, shut off the alerts. Too much of a distraction. So anyway, the trigger was above 35.11.72. You see we beat that by $240. Very easy win here. So that one worked out. Target one was here. And it did, I looked at the daily, it did gap up over the entry. It actually gapped up over target one, which wasn't a big move. It was only $13 to get to target one. But you could have entered here with a stop right here at target one, which was a previous high. You could have entered right here with a stop at pivot, the previous pivot high, which was about, I can tell you exactly where it was, 35.24.86. Yeah, it's right there. The open here was 35.30, so it was only $6, which on Amazon's not $6 nothing on Amazon. So you could have entered here with your stop at this previous high, and you could have looked at this for a target, which would have been a previous high from way back here. These pivots, all they are is previous highs and lows. So nothing magical about those. But yeah, you could have really made some money on this one. Lulu was the next one. Lulu also triggered. This is the daily chart. The trigger was a break above this. Now, if you would have entered here, you would have got stopped out. I'm going to guess that it opened here, pulled way back, and then came back up and broke it again. But you could have stopped out on the first one and got back in on the second one and rode it up to here. Broke target 2. You could have either set a trailing stop or just keep manually moving your stops up. If you wouldn't have sold out and would have held till the next day, you probably would have stopped out right here, and it probably would have been for just about break even because it wasn't that much higher than your entry. But with theta, you probably would have been pretty close to breaking even. Either way, if you didn't take profits up here, I don't want to say you deserve to get stopped out here, but I would have said that to myself. If I wouldn't have taken profits here and stopped out here the next day, I would have been kicking myself and saying I deserved it. But you know, if you have multiple contracts, 3, 4, 5 contracts, sell half of them. Sell one more than half. And if you sold 3 of your contracts here and had 2 left and stopped out the next day, you're still going to make money. The problem is if you only have 1 contract, you're kind of stuck. You either sell it or you hold it and take a chance. Fedex was the next one. I don't believe Fedex triggered. No, it didn't. Look at the weekly here. Your trigger was $300.10. The high was $299.63, so it never did trigger. If you would have played it to the downside, I didn't have it on the watch list at the downside. But if you would have played it to the downside, it would have taken out target 1 right here. But I didn't, I wasn't looking at it to the downside. Sure, we had a kind of a shooter here, but we had a nice, it's not a hammer, it's an inside candle, but it closed near the top of the inside candle and closer to the top of the previous candle. So I thought maybe we'd go up on that one. Caterpillar, no trigger on this one. It did trigger to the downside and would have taken out target one, but I didn't have it alerted to the downside, so no trade there. PayPal, I know this one triggered and stopped me out. I did get in this one and it stopped me out. It ended up working out later, but our entry was a break above this candle here. And yeah, this candle here looks great, but I do know that it broke above it and then pulled back. It opened here, broke above it, pulled back, and then shot up because I was in this one and got stopped out. So stopped out for loss. So let's take a look at the daily and we can show you what happened on it. It opened here, probably pulled down, came up, broke the inside week up, went way up to here, and then actually I think what happened, because it's what happened to me, it opened here, came up, and then it pulled back, and that's when it stopped me out. And if we go down even further, let's say the 4 hour, go back to Monday. Monday we were closed. I'm on the wrong Monday. We're way up here. Yeah, we broke here. Went up. Yeah, it doesn't even show it on there. I might have to go to 60. And I know it's what happened, but I just want to show you guys. Just because you look at a chart and say, "Oh, look, it broke and it hit its target," well, you don't know what happened to it before it hit its target. In this case, yeah, on paper it looks like it was a great trade, and I did awesome by picking it. It was actually a fail. I don't want to say it was a failure. The way I traded it, it was a failure. If you would have got back in it when it popped back above it, it would have worked out for you. So we're looking at Tuesday here. Here's what happened. We opened here. I believe we broke above it just by a little bit. I think we came right up out here, and then it pulled back down, and that's when I stopped out. So we break it down any further, if we can go back that far on my charts. Yeah, Tuesday. Okay, here we go. It was actually Wednesday when it broke it. It hit here, targeted. I didn't have. That's right. I did not have targets for the inside week up. I said if, and here's the watch list. Inside quarter up at 296. Then actually it was supposed to be inside week up at 296.01. No, target one was the inside quarter up 296.01, and then follow the inside quarter up targets, which I had marked from previous weeks. So yeah, we broke this, came up, pulled back down, and it didn't. I was looking for my target one, which I have to go to a higher time frame to see, but it didn't hit target one. And yeah, I could have taken profits here. I didn't. It came back down and stopped me out. Actually, it was probably about here when it stopped me out. Came down, and then it shot back up. Now, if you would have re-entered here, you were golden. You could have came up here and sold here, or everything gapped down Thursday, came back up. Now here it popped above it again, pulled back again. So you probably would have got stopped out again. And then it popped up above it, and that's when it kept going. But I don't believe it ever did hit any of the quarterly targets. Let's go back to the weekly. Target one, yeah, it didn't even come close to target one at 309.14. I'm going to call PayPal a failure. It did hit the first target that I had marked as inside quarter up, but it stopped me out before it got there. So yeah, I guess it's probably not. I don't know if you call it a failure, but I'm going to call it a failure because I lost money on it. The entry was 295.18. Inside quarter up was the first target. See, T1 equals inside quarter up at 296.01. Not a big move, but after that, I said to follow the inside quarter up targets, which is way up here for target one, and it didn't happen. So Lily was the next one for inside week. The weekly chart, Lily did break, didn't quite get to target. It broke on 234.21 high here. It actually went right to 234.21 on the second. Oh, no, that's why we had the target. That was our target high, our weekly high. So Monday it broke above it. So yeah, you could have had still could have had a nice profit. It actually got up to 238.47. You could have had a nice profit, but I'm not going to call this a winner because it didn't hit the target that I put out there. So we're not going to call that one a winner, even though you should have made some money on it if you entered it. You would have entered here. I would have thought that you would have moved your stops up along the way to at least break even at this point. Maybe what I would have done is when I was here, I probably would have moved my stop to break even. We opened here. You might have came down and got stopped out. Maybe your stop was a little bit lower. Don't know. But either way, it didn't hit the target. I'm not going to call it a winner. Coca-Cola, Rev Strat week. It did break, just barely. You can see our entry was a break above 54.48. We hit 54.52, so we only got it by a few cents. The problem is it looks like it might have got it right at the end of the week. Yeah, it hit it today. This was our break. We were looking for a break above this candle, and it didn't do it till the end of the day today. You can see we're just below it right now. If we break this down, look at the 60. Yeah, we actually did hit it. We triggered it this morning, so yeah, if you would have got in it this morning, you probably would have ended up stopping out. So either way, this wasn't a winner. It triggered. It didn't win. But if you take a look at this, let me go back before I pull that back down here. So if you look at this, Amazon was a huge winner. Lulu was a pretty good winner here. Broke target 1 and target 2 and went a little bit higher. And if you practice good risk management on the rest of these, you probably still made money this week, especially with Amazon. It seems like for a while there, I was hitting probably about 75% win rate, success rate on these. The last couple weeks, my success rate hasn't been as high, but the winners that I have had have been really big, to the point that it overrode the losers. Now, I don't want to make that sound like I'm bragging because I picked a couple of really big winners. I'd prefer to have more consistent, steady winners than one big winner and 4 losers. That's what keeps you in the game. It's not finding that home run every once in a while. So yeah, don't take that as bragging. I prefer to be more consistent and more steady, and getting 4 out of 5 winners, or 5 out of 6 winners, and them all be maybe just hit target 1 and that's all, and not go past target 1. I'd rather do that than to have something like this week when one of them blows everything away and the other ones were stop outs or barely made money. So that's it for this week. Watch for later this weekend. I'll do my video on the watch list for next week. And today I hit Amazon, I believe 5 times on scalps. And the funny thing is that the first one this morning I scalped, I had a $100 limit set on it. Friday on expiration day, you have to be careful. I had $100 target set. I got in it, and in 2 seconds I had targeted out in 2 seconds for $100. I did it again, I think 4 more times. I think 5 times total today, $100 each time. And the longest I think I held it was 7 seconds, $100 each time. So it's the first time I've done that many times. Usually I try to hold them longer for a bigger win, and sometimes it reverses, especially on expiration day. When it reverses quick, and the spreads get pretty wide, and you could lose money pretty quickly. Even if you're up $100 and it starts to turn against you, and you do a limit or a market to get out, you're probably going to lose money. So today I tried a little bit different strategy. I just tried just a $100 win. Didn't worry about the home run. Just give me $100 each time. And I scalped it, I think, 3 or 4 times in under 5 minutes for $100 each time. So that was kind of a cool thing. I'd never done that before, but it worked. Is it a viable strategy? I don't know. It worked today. That doesn't mean it'll work next week, but I'll try it. So anyway, thanks for watching, and see you guys later this weekend when I do the video for next week. Bye.